All right, Tony, what we're going to do today is we're going to take just kind of a nice casual day and we're going to get this engine ready to put in that car.
Well, that's good. I wore my nice casual shirt for this.
Yeah.
So.
In fact, the whole plan was to have this thing all ready to go in today, but it's been that kind of a week where it just didn't happen. There's just a ton of things that you come across. Even though this car is in reasonably good shape, it's got a real solid body on it, there was just a ton of little details, like the fuel and brake lines underneath the car. They're held in by metal clips that are pop riveted in with aluminum rivets.
Yep.
Well, every single one of those things was corroded to the point where I could grab the line and just pull it down and all the clips at top. So, you know, that took 2 hours. And just a ton of little things like that needed to be taken care of. So, ran out of time. What I'd like to do today is
all that time you spent gold plating everything.
Yeah, that takes some time.
It's beautiful.
That takes some time. Actually, that cost about $10. That was rattle can gold from the hardware store. I just wanted to see what one of these things looks like in gold, so that if I choose to do a zinc gold plating arrangement on a future engine, I've got some idea. And I think it's worth doing because I really do like the way it looks.
How much of the gold did you have to use that you buried out in your backyard?
$10 worth of paint, Tony, from the hardware store.
All right, so the gold is still back there?
The gold is still in the neighbor's yard, way over there, where no one would know where it is. Okay. Dang it. So what I want you to do today is we've got a brand new set of 12 NGK spark plugs.
All right.
And we've got the anti-seize to stick them in with.
Yep.
I got a set of spark plug wires, a really nice set of spark plug wires off that $40 engine that I bought here about a month ago.
They're not all chewed through?
No, actually, that engine was sitting out in the backyard, and not only did it have a good set of spark plug wires on it, it also had what appears to be a brand new Bosch rebuilt starter. I mean, it doesn't even look like the gear was used. Also, what appears to be, if you look on the engine right down here,
brand new belts.
Brand new belts, but also the alternator was a Bosch remanufacturer as well.
Yeah, we were having problems with the alternator too, weren't we?
Yeah, and now I don't know anything about any of this stuff except that it looks like it's new. But again, it's been sitting out in the backyard for a couple of years, so who knows. So anyway, we're going to get that set up. Oh, and also then you get the fuel injection harness on it. And as soon as I get done putting the front cross member back in, which we'll talk about sometime later because we got some work that we need to do on that. Once we get that set up, what we'll do is we'll put the transmission on the engine and then we'll be ready to go.
Okay. So you're putting it all back together as one piece.
As one unit, yeah, because
the same way we took it.
I don't know how we would do it otherwise.
Okay.
Okay?
Sounds good.
You have your marching orders.
Yes, sir, Captain.
To give you some insight on the Texas XJS engine here, this engine took longer than I had hoped that it would because I didn't actually start with an engine. What I essentially did is walked over to the barn or the shed or wherever the parts were, and there's probably 5 different engines. I know there's more than that in here. The 2 intake manifolds are off 2 different engines. Distributors off the Texas XJS. The turntable is off. I'm not sure what that came from. It was sitting on the shelf in the barn. And as you can see, we've got the alternator and so forth. That was off of the $40 Champ or $40 V12 purchase and so forth. So this thing is a real mongrel, but I think it's going to work out. I got to say that it's probably taken 3 times as much time to build it as it would have had I just ordered up everything new and sat down and stuck it together in 3 or 4 days. But I've taken, because of that, more care with this engine than I have with any other that I've done. So, because this thing's got to work out, because we're going on a road trip. Tony doesn't like it when he gets stuck out in the middle of nowhere. Tony gets kind of rude and ugly. Uglier.
Already ugly,
ruder.
But I just give it more room.
Anyway, so we're getting ready to stick that in there, and what we're doing today is just getting ready so we can do that this next week. Getting so excited.
And I was just kind of standing here and wondering, and then I looked up, saw this.
Oh, well, that's our mascot for the road trip. This is not the rodent that dragged all of the acorns into the Texas XJS, because they're half as big as he is. Okay, but we did find him in the car. So he's going to be our mascot on our road trip.
You need to glue him on the hood.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. Yeah, we're gonna have to come up with something. See, he's still got his little whiskers. Look at that.
Just weld up something like, you know, the Bentley flying lady.
Except that he will be completely disintegrated by the time we get to Cannon Falls. Unless we dip him in epoxy.
I was just about to say that.
Dip him in epoxy and. Anyway, do everything people tell you. If everybody's jumping off,
She's a good-looking brunette that I'm married to, yes.
Yeah, nice save there, buddy. No, actually,
The bolts go into the engine.
I would say you're right.
You're out. Looking for another stuff. Not the best, but
My wife scheduled an hair appointment, for example.
Maybe bug-eyed Nancy. I don't know.
Guys, but terrible on the soul. Still see the horn.
Now we were getting ready to install the fuel injection wiring harness on the Texas XJS engine, and this is one that I had gone through originally when we first got the original motor running and discovered that it had the rod knock. And I'm going to use it again on the engine that I've overhauled. And as I was picking this up and I was kind of moving it around a little bit, I started hearing cracking noises. And the thing is that in old wiring harnesses like this, when you start hearing that, it's because the insulation is doing something that you don't want it to do, and that is cracking. If you want to get in closer here, we can see what's been happening. We've got a crack right here. We've got some cracks over here. That's not a big deal. The wires are fine. The conductor is okay. It's just that what I'm going to have to do is cut this apart in this section right here and repair all the insulation breaks that we see, and at that point then we can install this, but it's not going to be done today. Okay, we've got everything pretty much done that we wanted to get done today, with the exception of the fuel injection harness installed. So that didn't take us that long. You know, it helps when you got competent people helping you. So if you know anybody like that, have them put their contact information in the comments below, and we'll get in touch. What? No, it's always fun to work with Tony. Now all we got to do is get this thing balanced, have me figure out which way it goes. So anyway, if you like what you see and you want to see more of these videos, we need you to subscribe, like us, and share us with people that you think might be interested in this sort of thing. So that's it till next time from Camp Chaos Chronicles.